What's going on, y'all? This is Devin. Thank you for joining me for Application. Application is simply a 3-minute video in which we talk about the attributes of Christ and how we can apply them to our everyday life. These talks are usually based upon the Monday morning devotion that we post every Monday morning at 6 a.m. So hopefully you check it out. It will give you more context about what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about hope, and not just hope, but a binding hope. Why hope? Well, hope is one of my favorite subjects to talk about. It's one of my fake middle names. But I love hope because, as the Bible says, it does not disappoint. And why do I connect it to binding, a binding hope? Well, if you think about a binding agent is something that holds things together in order for the whole organism to work as a whole. I believe hope holds us all together. There are 3 things about hope I want you to hold on to and focus on and apply them to your life. And that is what we have our hope on, who we have our hope in, and what we have hope of. Number 1, what do we have our hope on? Well, the Bible says in 1 Peter 1:13, therefore with minds that are alert and fully sober, set your hope on the grace to be brought to you when Jesus Christ is revealed at his coming. The beautiful thing about hope is that we can put our hope on the grace that God gives us to live in this world, because he is coming back, and without his supernatural empowerment, living on this earth becomes extremely hard. And what do we put our hope in? Rather, who do we put our hope in? Number 2, the Bible says in Psalms 33:22, may your unfailing love be with us, Lord, even as we put our hope in you. You want to know who you put your hope in? You put your hope in Jesus Christ. Why? Because he is the Son of the living God. He lived on this world, this earth, and he was blameless and without sin. And he was the one who allowed us to look upon him and see that we can actually live this life without sin in this world. And we have our hope in him. And what do we have our hope of? Number 3. The Bible says in Colossians 1:27, to them God has chosen to make known among the Gentiles the glorious riches of this mystery, which is Christ in you, the hope of glory. Hey, let me say this one truth to you. You need to know that your hope has to be set on the glorious coming of Jesus Christ and the time where we will be with him again. But it's not just there. You got to remember, it says Christ in you. Hope is not just in the future, but in the present. If Christ is not in us, we don't have a hope or a future. Jeremiah 29:11 says this, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. We have our hope on the grace that God gives us to live in this world. We have our hope in Jesus Christ, and we have our hope of this future glory that is coming because Christ is in us. Hey, if you have hope and you want people to know it, shout it out in the comments below. Share this with some friends, tag some people, and live in the binding hope of Jesus Christ. Until next week, I'll see you soon.